Hi everyone, and welcome to your autoethnographic prompt on monsters and the dangers of seduction and desire. As always, make sure you have already watched the videos of Medusa and Lamia. I will give a little overview as a reminder of these stories, but if you've already watched those videos, that is going to help you get more out of the prompt and find your own stories. Quick recap of Medusa, although I bet you already knew this story before the class. She is a beautiful maiden, a sister of other Gorgons, that is pursued by Poseidon. But she turns him down, but he will not take no for an answer. She flees to Athena's temple to try to resist him, but he overtakes her. And what ends up happening is that Athena perhaps curses her, depending on some stories, because she is so angry that her temple has been defiled by this violence. Or she is perhaps saved by Athena, and that Athena wants to make sure that no god or man can attack her again. So it depends on how we look at that story. But either way, she is transformed, and she has snakes for hair, and her stare can turn anyone to stone. She is a powerful Gorgon that is banished to an island on her own. Eventually, she is slain by Perseus, and when she is slain by Perseus, he takes her head, and her head is put on shields to guard and protect others by turning them to stone. And we know that that look of her head is both used as a place of fear as well as protection. That if her face is on a shield, if it's above a woman's shelter, they know that no one can be hurt there. So, stories of Medusa that persist. When you're thinking of your own autoethnographic stories that mirror and inspire and are retelling of the characters and the story of Medusa, think of stories where you or someone else is unfairly accused. Stories of victims, of bullies in your lives, of violence coming upon yourself or others, that feeling of ostracization when someone is rejected unnecessarily. Those are all stories that lead back to the monster of Medusa. You can also take it in another direction, with Medusa and Athena as protectors. When have you been a protector? When have you raised a shield to save others? Okay, now let's move on to Lamia. Lamia is a beautiful queen. She is adored by Zeus, admired by all. Zeus makes babies with her, which makes his wife Hera very angry. Hera takes her anger out on Lamia and has her either kill her own babies or kills the babies. We don't really know what happened, but either way, Lamia's children are dead. And Lamia is so distraught that she wanders the world, unable to sleep, consuming children and sometimes men as well. She becomes a modern day boogeyman in ancient Greece, and then also the idea of she is thought to inspire vampires as well. That idea of you better be careful, you better resist temptation, you better stay close to home and not stray, because you will be consumed. So if you think of saying you better stay in bed or else a monster might get you, you must stay near us, don't venture in there, Lamia could find you. And that idea of a man not to stray from home and be taken away by a seductress woman, she might turn out to be Lamia. So that is the story of Lamia. So when we're looking at stories of Lamia, her story is a story of loss. Her children being killed either by Hera or by Hera putting a spell on her that she ends up killing them herself. is a story of intense loss, an inability to sleep or recover or mourn. Do you have a story of loss in your life that haunts you? That loss could be a person, an experience. What is it that is a story of loss in your life that you might want to tell? It becomes a story of a feeling of a Lamia story, a story of a monster trying to fill a void of loss. Also, did you have a fear of a monster like Lamia? Is there something that you feared as a child or an adult? This is the time to explore your phobias, things that stop you from venturing into the unknown. Also, stories of jealousy, revenge. Hera is consumed and takes out her husband's infidelity on Lamia. Doesn't have to be a story of infidelity. Any sense of betrayal in which there was a sense where someone was trying to enact revenge on you based on their jealousy? Or you yourself was perhaps jealous, seeking revenge over a wrongdoing. Those are the stories of Lamia that persist. And I am so excited to see what stories you choose to tell that could take us from Medusa or Lamia's stories.